Cardano is on the move, and there's a lot of new headlines coming out over the last 24 hours that are getting a lot of people excited about Cardano again. Potentially, could price action be going back towards the 40-cent zone? In this video, we're going to cover what those big headlines are, and we're going to take a look at the charts to let you know, everyone out there who loves Cardano, what you should be expecting over the next couple of weeks, maybe even the next couple of months. Let's dive in to these big headlines. The first one, Cardano is partnering with Singapore's Blockchain Institute. ADA turns bullish. This is an article by Jake Simmons 16 hours ago. When you scroll here, the really important thing, first of all, Singapore, one of the fastest growing cities in crypto adoption, partnering with Cardano to give education into what Cardano actually is. This could be massive because one of the problems that we've talked about before that Cardano lags behind is, yeah, it's not as big and fancy with all the institutions. It's more of a retail coin trying to help the unbanked become banked. Well, to do that, that is going to require a massive amount of education. So to see Cardano taking the steps, not only in a fast growing city for crypto adoption like Singapore, but specifically going after education, that could be huge for the entire ecosystem. But that's not it. This is probably an even bigger story, and that is that old wallets are massively moving dormant ADA while Cardano whales accumulate 43.71 million coins. You're coming down to a chart from Santiment. Now, some of you might be wondering, hey, if they're moving coins around, couldn't that be a bad thing? Well, it turns out these wallets are moving coins around to acquire more. Specifically, we're looking at the wallets that hold between 100,000 and 10 million ADA. Now, just backing up in case people don't know this, whales are considered smart money. You want to follow smart money. Are they perfect? Do they buy every single bottom and sell every single top? That's not necessarily what I'm saying, but they are way more accurate with knowing when to buy and when to sell than what we would call dumb money or the average retail investor. So is this a nail in the coffin that the Cardano bull market is back? No, this isn't the nail in the coffin, but it is an amazing sign that potentially Cardano is on the move. But again, this is not the only story that is keeping Cardano in the news that make people excited about what they're seeing. Going back over to my screen, when it comes to development, I know this isn't the only metric that's important, but it is a big one, especially when we're producing more technology and growing. Cardano is continuing to grow as the largest developed project, right ahead of Polkadot, HBAR, Aptos, Chainlink, Cosmos, IOTA, Avalanche, Multiverse X, and Radix. Now, these are other ones. Check them out. Actually a lot on this list that I plan on holding in my portfolio, but continually, month after month, Cardano continues to be the coin developing the absolute most. And this, of course, is on some news that we had a couple of days ago. Not only the most developer, they are one of the fastest growing coins when it comes to adding TVL. Now, is it as impressive as some others? Not necessarily, but we are going up to 250 million at this point. An outdated chart over here from DeFi Llama still has Cardano down here at number 13 with a total value of 202 million. Of course, being at 250, this would put them up in 11th place, well behind a lot of other great coins like Solana, Avalanche, Optimism, Polygon, Ethereum, Tron. The problem is, let's take a look at a couple things here though. First of all, number one on here, if TVL is the end all be all in terms of what is under lock right now, Ethereum is far and beyond the highest, all the way with $22.21 billion already locked up. It has 310,000 users, pushing towards 311. The problem is Ethereum's price isn't moving right now. In fact, just because that total value is so high doesn't mean it's that impressive. What we're really looking for that's exciting right now is how fast Cardano is growing. If you look down here, not that it's the highest one of these top coins, but even in the last month, Cardano is up 31% in its TVL. Over the last 7 days, up almost 12%. It is one of the fastest and hottest coins, and this isn't even taking consideration the recent surge we just had over 250 million. So what is my point here? Is it the fastest growing total value locked? No, it is not. Solana is still doing an amazing job. Solana also is one of the hottest altcoins right now. but people sleep on Cardano when it comes to this asset, or sorry, rather this factor, and it is fast growing. And can you imagine a coin like Cardano, when it gets the education going, gets the retail investors involved, and is growing this fast, not only in development, but also total value lock? We are just beginning to scratch the surface of what could absolutely happen in this bull market. But that brings us to the big question here, because it doesn't matter if we're developing the most. It doesn't matter if it's the fastest growing under total value locked. What really matters for all of you investors out there is price action. What is Cardano going to do in price action? And that takes us to the charts. Now, we're at a level right now of resistance that we have talked about pretty heavily. And you guys know in this channel we love Cardano, but we do want to stay consistent with giving fair value to the charts and not trying to get overly bullish or overly bearish. Right now, we are sitting and kind of flirting with the concept of breaking through this resistance level, not only a descending level that we have touches all the way back here in April and in July, but also this flat psychological level of 30 cents. There's a couple reasons that I think that there's still some wrestling going on here that you should not necessarily be too excited just yet, but we're asking the question in this video, can we get this momentum from all of this great news we've seen? Can we get a push over 40 cents? Let's take a look at some reasons why maybe not, and then we'll take a look at some reasons why we could. The first thing I'm looking at that I'm a little concerned about right now is that when you're looking at our oscillators, we are definitely flashing overbought. You guys are going to see not only getting that signal on the chart prime indicator. You guys know we love chart prime here. It's the best chart out there, best trading tool out there. But we're getting that overbought flash there. We're also getting it over on the 2 daily chart, and we're even getting it as high as the 3 daily chart. These are longer term time frames, and you can see that these time frames have been pretty good at calling reversals as well as calling some good bottoms, especially the farther you go out. But that's not the only thing that I'm necessarily concerned about when I'm looking at this chart. I also turn on the Market Oracle Pro, and you can see we're squarely in that red wave, looking potentially for a reversal. Does that mean we have to? No, it does not. But you can see the levels of resistance are starting to stack up. Then you come over here and you pull out two more very, very convincing modes of using technical analysis. We're going to have our Fibonacci levels, and we're also going to pull up our fixed range volume profile. Now, the first thing I'm noticing is you can see right here we are hitting our head right at that 0.382 level. While this right now is somewhat bearish, keep your eyes on this, because if we can break above it, we might have a clear shot all the way up here towards 33 cents. Not only because that's the Fibonacci level of 0.5, but also when you look at the fact that right now we're kind of wrestling in a volume gap. Yes, we have a peak up above us around 31 cents. That's a level a lot of people have talked about. But to me, in my experience of trading and looking at fixed range volume profile, a lot of times the greatest places to find support or resistance are in these gaps. And where's the next big gap that I see? All the way up here towards this 33 cent and that 0.5 level. If we can climb above that, now we're starting to talk about the value area high and the golden pocket all the way up here towards 36 cents. Now, that's not exactly the perfect spot that we need to get to. We need to get a little bit higher than that. And the reason why is because despite the fact, and I just deleted my trend line, so I'm gonna have to redraw that for you guys here in just a second. Despite the fact that we are slowly but surely looking like we want to break out. Oh, I'm gonna change the color of my line. There we go. We're breaking out of this trend line. We still are sitting in a spot where we're setting lower highs, not necessarily lower lows. We've flattened out here with 24 cents really being a very strong level of support for all the Bitcoin whales. And the whales, again, they're buying here over the last week, which means they're buying all in this section. However, 36 cents would be really nice, but we really need to top out over 38 cents, beating this high we had back in July to stop setting lower highs. When I turn back on the oscillators, guys, you're going to notice that the high we had back here is nowhere near as high as where we are right now. In fact, even when I go out, let's go to the 3 daily chart. This might be the most damning one. When you're seeing the price be this much lower than that price action, and yet the oscillators are higher, we're sitting very much in a squared bearish divergence territory. Not what you want to see. We want to see the price action start to set new highs and start a bullish trend, because as bullish as the last 2 weeks have been for Cardano, the longer time frame from April is still sitting bearish with lower highs coming. So if we want to start really having bullish momentum, we don't only need to continue to break through this yellow line, this level of descending resistance, we need to start heading towards that 40-cent zone. It's not just a prediction of bullishness. That's where the bulls need to get to fully gain control back from the bears. Otherwise, we could be setting ourselves up for another good rally. Hey, maybe we end right here. Maybe we get to 31. Maybe we make it all the way to 33. And yet we keel over, still setting that lower high, and potentially find ourselves retesting 26, 25, or maybe even another test down towards 24 cents. That's all I have for you in this video. What do you guys think, though? What does this news mean to you? Those articles I covered, is that bullish to you, or do you think that those are nothing burgers? And also, do you think Cardano can make a push in the next week or two to approach that 40-cent range once again, or are we going to be rejecting? With that said, make sure you smash the like button on your way out. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel, where every single day we cover the crypto markets. We cover TA, we cover news, everything you need to know so that you can decide for yourself how you want to invest. With that said, though, you guys have a fantastic day.